All right, so today we're really diving deep into security consulting.
Um, which is one of those careers that always sounds,
Yeah.
kind of interesting,
Oh, yeah.
like protecting people and organizations from threats.
It's very appealing.
Right. But what's it really like beyond just the title?
Yeah, it takes a certain type of person, that's for sure, to
Yeah.
be a security consultant.
Okay.
You need to have that analytical mind,
Okay.
being able to assess risks and vulnerabilities,
Right.
but also strategic thinking to develop the solutions.
Okay.
And you absolutely can't forget communication skills.
Right.
You're going to be talking to people, explaining complex security concepts who may not be that tech savvy.
Right.
So you have to be able to break it down for them.
Make it make sense to everybody. So it seems like a career path with a lot of variety.
For sure.
This RoleCatcher guy that you sent over
Yeah.
mentions that security consultants could be working on anything from cybersecurity for tech companies to designing physical security for buildings. Like, that's a big range.
It really is a huge range.
Yeah.
A security consultant can apply their expertise in so many ways.
Right.
You could be advising a bank on how to protect their data from a cyber attack.
Oh, wow.
Or working with a museum
Really?
to help them keep their artifacts safe from being stolen.
Wow.
Oh.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So it's not just sitting behind a computer all day then,
No, definitely not.
because this guide even mentions high-risk environments.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
That's where things get interesting. We're talking about conflict zones or disaster areas
Wow.
where security consultants might be brought in to protect aid workers
Oh, wow.
or to secure supply lines or even help evacuate people.
Oh, wow. That's intense.
It's really demanding, both
Yeah.
physically and mentally,
I
but it can be incredibly rewarding, too,
bet. Yeah.
for the right person.
Okay, so say somebody wants to get started in this field.
Yeah.
How do they even start? I see this guide breaks it down
Yeah.
from entry level all the way to senior consultant.
Right.
Where do most people even begin?
So like most careers, you have to build that foundation of knowledge and
kind of.
experience. So
Right.
a lot of aspiring security consultants will get degrees in things like criminal justice,
Okay.
cybersecurity,
Sure.
or computer science.
Makes sense.
But it's not always about the most obvious choice.
Really? What else would they look at?
I've seen people with backgrounds in psychology
Okay.
or sociology
Interesting.
make incredible security consultants because they have those human insights
Okay.
that can be so valuable in understanding things like social engineering tactics
Oh, interesting.
or predicting how people will act in a crisis.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's a blend of technical and
Yeah.
human understanding that really makes all the difference.
So it's not just building a firewall.
Right.
It's understanding why someone would want to break through it.
Yes, exactly.
Uh,
Think about social engineering, for example.
Okay.
That's where someone will manipulate people into giving up info
Right.
by exploiting their emotions or trust.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and somebody with a psychology background will be able to better recognize those tactics and then know how to stop it.
Wow, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
So you've got the education piece,
Right.
but then how do you get the experience? Are internships the way to go?
Internships are great.
Okay.
A lot of security consulting firms offer internships
Okay.
that give you that hands-on experience.
Right.
But don't just limit yourself to the big name companies.
Okay.
Sometimes the smaller firms
Yeah.
or even government agencies
Okay.
can give you more specialized
Right.
experience.
More niche.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Get a good variety of experience
Yeah.
early on.
Uh-huh.
But say you land the interview.
Right.
What are they really looking for?
Okay.
Because it can't just be, how to code.
No, you're right.
Right.
Technical skills are important,
Right.
but it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
Employers are really looking for someone with technical expertise,
Okay.
strong analytical skills,
Mhm.
and this is critical.
Okay.
The ability to communicate these technical concepts
Yeah.
to a non-technical audience.
Right. So no rambling on about firewalls.
Exactly.
When your client barely knows how to use email.
Exactly, you got it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because remember, you're not just showcasing your knowledge.
Right.
You're building trust
Oh.
with your clients.
So they have to understand what you're saying.
Yes,
And why it matters to them.
you got it.
This reminds me of a section in the RoleCatcher guide.
Yeah,
It talks about the importance of certifications for advancement.
for sure.
They specifically mention the CPP, Certified Protection Professional,
Yeah,
as a valuable asset.
it is.
What's the deal with those?
Certifications can really change the game,
Okay.
especially as you move up that career ladder.
Right.
They really demonstrate your commitment
Okay.
to professional development.
Right.
And that you've gone the extra mile
Mm-hmm.
to improve your skills.
Okay.
So the CPP, for example,
Yeah.
it's globally recognized.
Oh, wow.
And it covers a bunch of security management practices,
Right.
which can be a huge asset
Right.
in consulting when you need to know a lot about a lot of different things.
So if someone's starting out
Yeah,
and they want to stand out,
yeah,
that CPP could be their golden ticket.
it could be.
Okay.
But it's important to remember that certifications are best when they're paired with
Right.
practical experience
Yeah.
and genuine passion
Okay.
for the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
So we've talked about communication.
Yeah.
We've talked about certifications.
Right.
What about the actual work environment?
Right.
What is a typical day, even like for a security consultant?
Well, there really is no typical day.
Okay.
And that's part of what makes this job so exciting.
Okay, now I'm hooked.
Chuckles.
Tell me more.
You were saying there's no typical day for a security consultant?
No, 2 days are the same.
Okay.
You could be doing a vulnerability assessment
Okay.
for like a tech startup,
Mm-hmm.
trying to find weaknesses in their systems before the hackers do.
Oh, okay.
Or you might be developing security protocols for some huge corporation. Everything from data encryption to like physical access control.
Okay.
You might even be training employees on best practices for cybersecurity.
Yeah, keep everybody up to date.
Right.
So you really have to be able to like think on your feet
Yes.
and adjust to different people and situations. It's
Exactly.
not just a desk job.
No, it is not.
You're going all over.
Yeah, you said it.
Okay.
It's a fast-paced field,
Mm-hmm.
and things are always changing,
Right.
which is why it's so important to keep learning new things.
Right. Like we were saying
It's
earlier
true,
about
right?
technology.
Yes.
This RoleCatcher guide made a big deal about how tech is changing everything.
It's huge.
But what's that actually look like?
So think about biometrics,
Like what?
like fingerprint scanning,
Oh,
facial recognition.
oh, right.
That's becoming so common now.
Yeah.
For security systems,
Right.
it's adding that extra layer
Okay.
of protection.
On top of passwords.
Right.
Okay.
Then you've got CCTV monitoring and access control systems.
Right.
They're using AI now
Really?
to find suspicious activity.
Wow. So it's like the systems are thinking for themselves.
In a way, yes.
That's kind of cool.
It is cool,
Mhm.
but it also means it can get really complicated
Yeah.
to stay ahead of all this new tech.
Right.
It's just a constant learning curve.
Yeah, I bet.
It's a huge part of the job,
Okay.
staying up to date
Yeah.
on all the new trends and vulnerabilities,
Yeah.
best practices.
So it's not enough to just learn the basics.
No.
And then that's it. You're done.
You always have to be learning.
Oh, wow.
It's always changing.
Wow. That's a lot.
It is a lot, but it's also what makes it fun.
Okay.
You're always challenged.
Yeah.
You have to think critically,
Right.
solve problems,
Right.
and come up with new solutions.
Yeah. To new problems.
Exactly.
So it's like a never-ending chess game
Yeah, kind of.
with the bad guys.
Yeah,
Always trying to stay one step ahead.
but it's not even just about reacting.
So what else is it?
It's about proactively stopping them
Okay.
before they even do anything.
Oh, so you got to think like, okay, what would I do
Exactly.
if I was going to be bad?
Yes. That's where the expertise comes in.
Okay, so we've talked about the technical skills,
Mhm.
the adaptability,
Right.
always learning new stuff.
Right.
But what about you as a person?
Oh, that's important.
What kind of personality thrives in this field?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
You need to be a good communicator,
Okay.
but also a creative thinker
Okay.
and someone who can stay calm
Yeah.
under pressure.
Because this is important stuff.
It is really important.
And there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you're dealing with sensitive information sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
High-stakes situations.
Wow. So really no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
But really, though, it sounds like you need to be good at the technical stuff.
Yeah.
But also good with people.
It's true.
You have to be able to explain these crazy concepts to anyone.
That's right.
Right.
Because think about it. You might be explaining things
Yeah.
to a CEO
Oh, yeah.
who doesn't care about the technical stuff.
They just care about the bottom line.
Exactly.
Right.
So you have to be able to explain it to them.
In a way that makes sense to them. Exactly.
So it's not just about being right.
Right.
It's about convincing people
Yes.
to actually do what you're recommending.
You got it.
That makes me think about interviews
Yeah.
because this guy
Yeah.
emphasizes how important it is to show off those soft skills
Ooh, for sheesh.
during an interview.
Yeah.
Not just how much you know.
That's not enough.
Right.
You want them to see that you can think on your feet,
Okay.
that you can handle a tough situation,
Right.
that you're a good communicator.
Be cool.
Yeah, just be cool.
Okay.
They're looking for that just as much as they're looking for expertise.
What about interview questions?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think people should be ready for?
So be prepared to talk about vulnerability assessments.
Okay.
Have some examples ready to go.
Like, what have you done before? Right, exactly.
Okay, sure.
Show them that you can analyze and solve problems.
Okay.
They might ask you about risk management. How would you identify, analyze, and prioritize threats?
So show them you can think like a security consultant,
Yes.
not just talk like one.
Exactly.
Got it.
And show them you're passionate about this.
Yeah.
Tell them what excites you,
Okay.
what challenges you want to take on.
Okay, so they can tell that you're really into it.
Yeah, enthusiasm goes a long way.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
You know, this RoleCatcher platform is pretty cool.
It is.
They use AI
Yeah,
to help you fix up your resume and even practice for interviews.
I know. It's like having a career coach
It is.
in your pocket.
That's wild how tech is changing everything.
I know.
Even applying for jobs. Having your resume optimized for those algorithms,
Totally.
it's crazy.
Can really help you stand out.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Hmm?
it's still up to you,
It is.
your skills,
Right.
what,
For sure.
and your passion.
Couldn't agree more.
That's what's really going to make you stand out.
100%.
Technology can only take you so far.
It's true.
So we talked about what it's like every day.
Right.
But what about the bigger picture?
Okay.
What are the rewards and
Yeah.
the challenges
Oh, yeah.
that come with this career?
So there are other rewards, too, besides just the problem solving.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What do I?
Well, a lot of people get into this field because it's rewarding.
Oh,
You're protecting people, organizations,
Yeah.
systems. Knowing your work makes a difference is really motivating.
Yeah, like you're making the world a safer place,
Exactly.
but it's still technical and interesting.
Right. And it's always changing.
Yeah. We talked about that.
You're always learning, always challenged.
So you'll never get bored.
Nah.
Ever. That's awesome.
And the demand is so high right now.
That's true.
Security consultants are in high demand,
Yeah.
which means the pay is pretty good.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's be real. What's not so fun about this job?
Well, it's not always glamorous.
What do you mean?
The hours can be long
Oh, okay.
and unpredictable,
Okay.
especially if there's like a security breach or something,
Yeah, you got to fix it.
right? You might be working weekends, holidays,
Wow. Yeah.
whatever it takes to fix it.
That's intense.
Yeah, it can be really demanding.
I bet that's pretty stressful.
It is. You have to be able to handle the pressure
Right.
because you're dealing with multiple things at once,
Okay.
making tough decisions.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to give bad news,
Like what?
like telling a client that their system is vulnerable.
And they had no idea.
Right.
So then how do you deal with that?
You have to be tactful,
Yeah.
You have to be honest about the risks, but not freak them out.
Right.
And you have to have solutions for them.
So they don't panic.
Exactly.
Give them some control over the situation.
Right. You're like their trusted advisor.
It's like your therapist,
Right.
but for their security systems.
Exactly. You're building a relationship.
Okay.
You have to earn their trust so they listen to you
That makes sense.
and make smart decisions.
So looking at the big picture,
Yeah.
what's one piece of advice you'd give someone who's thinking about this job?
Be curious, be adaptable, and never stop learning.
That's good advice for anything, really.
It's true, but especially for this,
Yeah.
because things are always changing.
So if you like things to be predictable, this isn't for you.
No, not at all.
But if you like a challenge,
Right.
you like to be busy.
And you want to make a difference?
Yeah.
This could be a really great career.
That's awesome.
It is.
Well, thanks for talking to us about this.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
It was really interesting.
Glad to hear it.
So we learned a lot today about what it takes to be a security consultant.
We did.
It's not easy,
It's not.
but it's important work.
It really is.
And if you're up for the challenge,
Go for it.
it sounds like a rewarding career.
Absolutely.
That's going to be even more important in the future.
100%.
So that's it for our deep dive into security consulting,
Be sure to check out the next episode.
where we'll explore another fascinating career.
Until then, stay curious.